Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Mo,
And I'm Jo.
and you're listening to Mojo and the Outsiders podcast brought to you by Backwoods Adventure Mods.
In today's episode, we're just going over, basically the shows that we're going to be doing this year, and then also the show that Mo and Grant just got back from. Basically just talking about kind of where we're going to be, things that we're super excited about, funny stories, and just all of the above.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Thanks for tuning in again. Always glad to have y'all here. Today, we've kind of got a little bit of a different episode. We're going to be kind of talking about the shows we're going to go to and the one we went to this weekend ago. So a little different, but we're doing this. We want to see you guys out at these new shows. And then obviously we want to show off some of our products that we've been working so hard on over the winter, whether it be for the Tundra or the new Tacoma, stuff like that. So we haven't just been sitting back. We've been busy. So be some cool stuff. Like I said, if you can make it to any one of these shows, man, stop by the booth, say hey. We generally have some swag on us. If you know you're going to be at these shows, reach out early through our Instagram. Let us know your shirt size. If we've got your shirt, happy to bring it to you, then come meet us out there.
Yeah, definitely come by, come see our stuff. I promise you will have fun if you come hang out with us. I'm sure probably people think we're wild, but really
people
we just
do think that.
That's what we want. We are wild.
Yeah. Well, I think it's funny. Like people will come up to us, and I think they're almost confused because we're so nice, But it's like, man, we just like having fun and like taking care of people and having a good time. So please, come by, hang out. We will have a blast.
Yeah, and I mean, we kicked off the show season in Florida. End of this month, go out to California for the Rodeo Rigs first show in Rancho Cucamonga. So that'll be exciting, and then we stay out west, so if you're in Pomona, we'll be there for the Overland Adventure Show. Springfield, this one's kind of close to our house. More Expo, one we always love going to. And then you've got Lone Star Jamboree coming up in Gilmer, Texas. And that one's always a fun one. If you've got a Toyota, I highly suggest you try and get in there. It is a great weekend of a lot of trailing, a lot of meeting people, a lot of great food. Some people would, it looks like they have a lot of booze too. And then back out, this will be a new one for us, so we're excited for it. We'll be in Vallejo, California for the Rodeo Rigs. We're going to be going to all those shows this year, so we loved the last two we did with them at the end of last year, and so we signed up for every one of them. Love being out there, love meeting y'all, and everything like that. And then who doesn't like being out in sunny California? But after that, we're back in our home state, Bentonville, Arkansas. This one will be kind of a new one for us, but kind of ties into something we love doing, and that is the Bentonville Bike Fest. So that one's going to be a lot of fun. We're not sure what to expect out of that, but we've got bikes, great attitudes. Let's go. And then, going to sound crazy, we're back in California, Rodeo Rigs, San Diego. This was my first show with them last year. This was kind of the one that sold me on it. I don't know if they'll be doing it at Snapdragon Stadium again, but great venue, great turnout, easy to get to. I think I don't live out there, but it was easy to get to from where I live, and then it was solid. And then back home to Jay, Oklahoma. First year was last year for the Overland of America show. This is one our buddy Chris and Robbie puts on. Super cool, super down to earth. This one has a lot of trail riding, lazy river, kind of some different things, live music. So, and a great venue, not much going on in Jay, Oklahoma, but come out for this one this weekend. It's a fantastic time. And then we will be doing the Denver, Colorado Rodeo Rigs. This is new for this year. This is their first time kind of doing it at a different location. So I'm excited to be a part of that. Talking with Chris, he's super excited. It seems like they've got a big turnout that will show up for that one. So don't give me another reason to go to Colorado. So I'm excited for that one. And then we've got our probably one of our favorite shows, and that's Rendezvous in the Ozarks. This one's probably an hour from us, a little over, but Rick, Randy, all the guys out there, they do a great job putting everything together. So that one will be amazing, and I mean we're definitely excited for it. I'm looking at my list, and I could tell I missed one. Rocky Mountain Toyota Roundup in Uray. Kathy, all them over there, they do an amazing job. This was same our first time to go to this show was last year, and they really took great care of us. Helped us with spots to camp, everything like that. And this show, Jambo used to be my favorite. This one, now kind of taking the cake, and it's just because it's how I feel like shows should be. You're kind of out wheeling with the people and hanging out that way, and then everybody comes together that evening for a great dinner that they provide for us. Um, so kind of fast forwarding.
I'll say too, real quick, on the Rendezvous show specifically, if you guys want to come camp with us, that's like our hometown show. We know these trails in and out, so we're gonna do the same thing that we did last year. Basically, open up a huge area for you guys to come in and hang with us, get some one-on-one time. It's not something where we're behind a booth, just kind of separating, and isolating ourselves. We want you guys to come with us, so that's kind of your opportunity. Again, with all these other shows, the opportunities there too, but this is a real special one for us.
Well, and the cool thing about Rendezvous, I mean, like I said, the what we do now, is kind of we want people who are going for their first time, or whether it be their 10th time, but still haven't found like folks to fit in, or you're camping by yourself. We know that all that stuff's more fun, more enjoyable with people around. At least for me, I know some people hate people. That's not me, but yeah, like I said, we want people to come by, camp, hang out. I don't care what you're driving, just
you
show
don't have
up
to have
with a good
backwoods
attitude.
stuff on your truck. Doesn't matter, man. We just want to hang.
Yeah, doesn't have to be a Toyota either. Just show up.
Yeah, good attitudes. Don't show up being a shithead. Not looking for that. But
and bring dollar bills for left, right, center. That's a good one.
Yeah,
1,000%. At least $3 bills. If I would bring 10 ones, and you'd be in good shape. Give you at least 3 games worth. Let's you pull one win out. But and then I mean, before, I don't want to get too deep in that, but then our last show of the year, Garden Grove, California. This is King Shock's Rodeo Rigs Toy Drive. Jo got to go with out to that show last year, and it was amazing. Huge turnout, tons and tons of toys given away, and I always love what they do, how they do their shows. They're free to get into, so it really brings people out, and us vendors get a lot of people to walk through.
Yeah, well, I mean, heck, you get like basically a free monster truck show. They have literal.
I was jealous.
Yeah, like literal trophy trucks just jumping ramps in the middle of L.A., California. I don't even know how they break it all up, but
dude,
it's just nuts.
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Right, don't get us mapping LA out again. We are terrible.
Yeah.
But
yeah, with these shows though, if you guys want a full complete list, it's on our website, and also on our Instagram. We pinned a post. So we basically have like one a month. I mean, it's pretty jam-packed.
It looks like that. August, I think this is the only month where we're not committed to a show, and we're happy with that. We want to be at these shows. We love going out and meeting folks and being in front of folks and having our products in front of people, so it's like all these shows, they're all more community driven versus some of the other shows we used to attend. So it's like we love that side of it. That's us at the end of the day. Even though we kind of work for a bigger company, I guess, but it's like we want to just be out hanging with people, talking with people, and connecting that way.
Right. Yeah. No, and so I got to know, I hadn't heard just a ton about this. So did y'all ever figure out, is it SAVE Expo or is it SAVE Expo?
Man, it depends who you ask. I mean, if you get the 4 letters right, you're probably good. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a good time, Dan.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I want to hear some stories from this.
Yeah.
So,
No,
yeah.
guys, this is a funny one. Like anytime we go on the road and you kind of hear the backstory, there's a lot of funnies. So we're
Yeah.
gonna talk about those.
Well, it was good. I mean, it was a good show.
Yeah.
The kickoff, man. You kind of get to see everybody that we hadn't seen. And for folks that don't know, like if you've been doing these shows, it's like, man, you're part of a traveling circus, and so some of these folks we won't see for a few months, and then you get out there and set up, see some of the vendors, you've formed relationships with and everything. So that side of it was just great to kick off, and then of course, funny dumb stuff's gonna happen along the way
Yeah.
because I don't know any other way to travel, I guess.
Right. And you kind of see how small the industry is, honestly. Like
Yeah.
you're traveling with all these guys and yeah, you do see the same faces, you kind of know the ins and outs of everything. It's pretty cool.
Well, that's the thing, right? Everybody, where are you going next?
Yeah.
That's kind of
Yeah.
the last thing you kind of say to everybody because
Right.
we may not see him at the next show, but we'll see him at the following show. I mean, me and Grant, we were look like a couple of idiots, man. People kept saying they were going to Brushy next week, and me and Grant are like the only two people standing in Florida not going to this show. But
Yeah.
it was pretty fun. But I mean, it was great. For those that don't know, it's in Starke, Florida. And I guess that's
South.
in the South. That's in the South. That's one thing I realized. Like, as soon as I leave Northwest Arkansas and start heading south, I realize I don't live in the South. I just don't. Like Northwest Arkansas is not like even Little Rock or West Memphis or Auburn or Albany, Georgia.
Yeah.
It's like the further I get south, and these are good things. It's like people are super polite down there.
Good
Cooking's
food.
amazing.
Yep. Nailed it.
It was solid, but I think Stark's like an hour and a half from one coast and 2 hours from the other coast. So
Right
it's
in
like,
the middle.
yeah, prime boa country. And I mean,
Boas. That was the theme, man. Boas and Crocs.
Hey guys, on this week's code, it'll be Crocs and Boas 15. It's all caps CROCSANDBOAS 15 Crocs and Boas 15. It'll expire in 2 weeks from this recording. If you guys need anything, give us a shout. Back to the episode. Sorry for the interruption.
oh man.
Mo just muted himself.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure where I cut out, but
either way. Yeah, there's definitely some boas, apparently, some crocodiles, apparently.
We're in the South.
We really don't know where he cut off, guys. Sorry about that, but...
Well, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think snakes are like the most like invasive species down in that part of the world. But I mean, we didn't see anything crazy. The sand spurs were kind of a thing. I mean, they're kind of like thorns of flatland sand.
Yeah. Don't kneel on the ground to put your
don't kneel on
display
the
up.
ground. Don't lay on the ground. All these things, because you'll come up and these things are like baby thorny plants, look like little peas with thorns coming out of them.
Yeah. I don't even think... It's funny, like now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if I've ever spent any like actual time in Central Florida. Of course,
Nobody
Why
does.
would you? Because you're right there in the coast.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. And so it's like when I think of Central Florida, it's like I don't even really know what to picture other than I don't know. I guess I feel like everyone would have like an Australian accent because it seems like they go pretty hand in hand, but it seems like they got some more country twang to it. So I don't know.
Dude, sand, tall pines, Carolina squatted trucks.
Dude, that was a thing.
Yeah.
You're right.
That was real life.
I can only imagine. Do you run into like any Tiger King impersonators or anything like that?
I don't think they're impersonators. That's the thing, is like you can tell
like real life.
Yeah. Like you can spot people. I hate saying this because I know I'm wrong. This isn't 100% accurate, but for me, it seems accurate. Like they're gonna look like these folks are gonna look like they're gonna have a touch of sun. Their skin's gonna be a little red, and they're gonna have white hair. And I mean, it looked like a million Ric Flair's babies running around the state.
That's
just
awesome.
I mean, that's all I picture. Like, dude, I'm telling you, just it's nothing but sunshine down there, so I get it, man. They're always gonna have a rocking tan, but I don't know if sun does something to the hair. You know, it's like I see a lot of gray hairs. Not, I'm also going gray, but I think if I was in Florida, I'd have been there 5 years ago.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I mean, like I said, like not judging all Floridians by that, you know,
Right,
but
right.
it seems pretty accurate and stark.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we had an interesting journey on the way down there. So
course.
first of all, we took the Tundra, just kind of lay out the show. We took our shop Tundra and our rustic mountain trailer, and we built a new display. So our drifter roof rack and everything, we kind of had that dialed in. You know,
Amazing.
it was sweet. And then, yeah, we had Josh Bratcher, our ambassador, meet us out there so we can kind of show off the Forerunner. But yeah, we had everything loaded up. We used a Velocirac for our bikes. We wanted to bring our bikes. You know, they're so handy for like putting around at the shows. But also, you know, we were like, let's leave an hour too early, and
Yeah,
get some
left 2
riding
hours
in on the
early.
way.
Crack of early that morning.
Yeah, so it was cool, man. The Tundra towed like a champ. I mean, we got like 8.5 mpg, but
Of course.
like that's normal with 37s and a big trailer. But yeah, we're getting down there, and man, Mo is having the worst time with his bike.
Oh my
And
gosh, man.
holy cow, dude! Like, I'll let you tell us.
Well, we start like I know my bike tire is going to lose air. And so every couple hours we'd stop, not for fuel, but we'd get fuel at the same time. But we'd stop to put air in this bike tire, you know, and keep it on the bead and everything. And we're limping along, man, and we start looking at where we're going to land for the night. We're going to land in Birmingham, and there's some mountain biking there, so we're gonna go ride. And we pull up to this place called Ride BHM, super sweet, either way. And we pull up. And we jump out, man. We're stoked, man. We're about to go rip. Sun is setting. We don't have all the time in the day, so gonna get a quick lap in. And dude, as we pulled into this parking lot, my tire off the bead, and I had the most tire sealant in this tire ever, because every time it would come off the bead, I mean,
Mo just adds more.
Sealant everywhere. And dude, not a bike mechanic or anything, but in my head, man, I'm adding this sealant. I'm adding so much sealant, and I don't know how all that stuff works. I don't know the science behind it, but in my head, I'm like, dude, this stuff's gonna dry like a whiteout, like a crusty white paste, and it is gonna seal everything, you know. So I mean, I added some sealant to this.
I'm telling y'all, there wasn't air in this tire anymore. It was just sealant, solid filled.
Dude, I mean, and like I said, so tons of it spilled out. Well, we don't have a high enough powered compressor to like jump this tire back on its speed. So load the bike back up, run down the road, put air in the tire, get it good enough to go. And we're able to get a lap in, which was amazing.
About an hour and a half ride.
Yeah, hour and a half. I think we got like 8 miles, you know, so like e-bike miles, so ripping uphill as well as downhill. But then we go to this hotel. We stop at this hotel, and I asked Grant the next night, because I could hear it at like 1:30 in the morning. I could hear my tire come off the bead. I could hear it like tunk, tunk, you know, like thumping off the bead, you know. And I was like, there it is, man, there it is. And I asked Grant in the morning. Of course, he didn't hear it. Well, now guess what? Tires off the bead. Guess what? Again, still have sealant going everywhere. So I roll my tire out of this hotel, and thankfully right beside a side exit, so I didn't have to go through the lobby. But dude, I'm talking a trail of orange seal.
Trail of tears, dude, everywhere, all the way from the front door, you know, down the sidewalk to the truck.
I mean, you knew where I went. Knew where I went. So we get on the road for a couple hours. We find this bike shop in Albany, Georgia, and reach out to this guy, and he doesn't think it's the tape. He knows it's not the tape, but I keep telling him I think it is, and he says if it is, he'll get us right, you know. And so we swing by his place, drop it off, and he's like wanting me to wheel it in the shop, and this is the same, like you get it off the bike rack, and dude, so
the tire had been off the bead for like 2 hours driving.
Yeah.
So you'd think it lost like all the sealant because it's off the bead.
Right.
Like a huge gaping hole. So no, like he takes it off the rack and wheels it all the way to the front, and it's still a trail of freaking sealant, dude. I'm like, how is it like endless?
Yeah.
So funny.
And keep in mind, real quick, in case people don't know about mountain biking, sealant is like something that mechanics hate dealing with. Like
Yeah.
bike
Yeah.
It's just
mechanics,
messy.
it's super messy and a lot of work. So, anyways,
Yeah.
just so
No,
you guys
thanks.
kind of
That's a
know
good-
that. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I already had it strung top to bottom of my bike. I mean, it's all over my battery, like all
Getting
over
onto
my
my
frame.
bike. My
Yeah,
bike's
getting on
clean
the-
as heck,
Oh,
dude. I'm like,
God.
get out of here. This
Dude,
is not my problem.
everywhere. I wheel it up, and this guy takes one look at it. Well, at first he's wanting me to wheel in the shop, and I tell him I don't think that's like the best idea. And he comes out and gives it a look, and he also decides he's not going to take it in the side door.
He's like, oh, that's
But
too much.
after taking one look at all this sealant, like what you touched on, like nobody wants to work on that.
Yeah.
And he is like starting to crawfish on me, man. He's starting to go backtrack on me. And
I would've too.
he ain't trying to fix this anymore. And it's like, oh, dude, like you're my guy. I need you to fix this. And so finally it break down. It's like, dude, if you put a tube in it, will that work? And sure enough, he did. So now I'm running around tubeless rear, tubed front, but tire on the bead. So
Yeah.
I
Sealant
guess,
all over the bike still.
right.
Covered, sticky everywhere. Rack
Sticky
is sticky.
everywhere.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. And I have to give him hell the whole time he's got a tube, like what a rookie.
Right,
Dude.
right.
Got this sweet bike, but you're tubed. What a nerd.
Yeah.
Adding weight,
Yeah. Right.
adding grams.
No, I think you were ahead because you had like 17 gallons of sealant in there. So you
He's got a point. That's probably actually valid.
dude, apples to apples, I probably am a few grams lighter.
Yeah.
I know I count my grams.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But I mean, that was just the ride down, and I mean, that was fun. But I mean, and anybody who goes on the road, it's like you're going to see crazy things. We pulled up, and I mean, probably as soon as we get there, man, we see somebody in trouble with the law. And here's another small town sheriff type story.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
Yeah,
With
that's
small
good.
town sheriff type story. And we love our officers, man. We love all those guys. Appreciate y'all working hard. And this gentleman, dude, he's husky size, man, full size guy. And he had on the tightest pants I've ever seen any kind of gentleman try and pull
Interiors
off
right
in my
now.
life. I mean, testing the strength of every individual thread. And I mean, these pants could not have been any tighter. Like, I rarely do you see girls attempt to pull off pants this tight, but here's this guy, dude, making them work, serving the people, man. I mean, he had somebody in cuffs, busted him. Somebody in the back, dude, he was working. But I mean, that was, like I said, that's like anything, man. I don't know why, but like when you're out on the road, some of these things you see where you're like, dang, I just wonder if like they didn't have any pants for him, or if like is that the biggest size, or did he shrink them?
I got a question about that. So do you think it was like, was he wearing a tight shirt too? Was it like,
No, dude, he was just built different.
oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
He was yoked. I would bet
Yeah.
that he could squat like half of this building.
'Cause-
Like
Yeah.
When y'all are telling me this story, like I guess I'm just imagining like a sheriff, like pretty buff, trying to look good for the ladies, like wearing these like super
No,
tight
I
don't
polyester
know.
shirts.
No,
So it's
what-
not that type of situation.
No, man, it wasn't all that. It was
he was probably buff, but I don't think he was going for that look. I think he was like praying them pants didn't split every time he stood up out
Dude,
of that
I'm telling you, if
car.
I threw a
Yeah.
quarter on these things, they would bounce back and nail me in the face.
So he's busting people and busting seams, dude.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I was like, dude, I bet he tries to limit, his in and outs of the
Yeah.
car. No
Yeah.
more than 6 a day. And this person that got busted probably like doubled that.
Yeah. So
but
funny.
That is hilarious.
But yeah, like driving down, I mean, it's another dynamic, right? Like we're in the same truck together. Sometimes we split it,
Yeah.
2 different trucks or whatever. So definitely made the time pass quicker, listened to a lot of books, a lot of podcasts, but then just talked about dumb stuff. So
yeah.
we have this one game that is the awesomest. I think, did you make it up, Mo?
Yeah.
Or kind of come up with it? So yeah, basically as we're traveling, whatever area we're in, we set our GPS to that and we get on Marketplace.
Oh yeah.
Dude, we start looking, like You know, our thing is, all right, we got a 1984 whatever Toyota.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and show a picture and give a description. The other person has to guess the price.
Guess what this thing would cost, right? You know, because sometimes, man, there is some deals on Marketplace.
Yeah.
Like, I guess we're coming home with 2 trucks.
Out west is where this game really came to life. Like when J.O. and I first went to California together, I already played this by myself essentially.
Yeah.
The first time I went, just looking at Marketplace and dude, some of these deals, and it's cool to see, you know, the different areas. You could tell what hobbies are big and stuff like that. Stuff that you see out west, you're not going to see back here, or you know, stuff that you see in Alabama, Georgia, that panhandle side of Florida, you're not going to see back here either.
That game's gonna get me in trouble one day, dude. I'm telling you. Like when we went out to when we went out to LA, like thank God it was Christmas time. Because dude, I'm telling you, I would have driven a Volvo 240 all the way back.
I know you would. I know you would.
It'd have been the greatest.
Dude, but stuff's immaculate. But I mean, some of the stuff, if you guys don't ever do that, check the Marketplace in your area. I mean, we found this one thing called a coochie cabin. And I don't know how else to like church that up. I think he churched it up with his listing, and that's what his listing had it as. So we'll leave it as that. But either way, this is the back half of like a day tripper semi kind of deal, like a day sleeper. You know, it's not a full big sleeper that you see on the back of these big trucks.
It looked like a freezer, dude. Like it had no windows.
Yeah,
all blacked out with an AC unit on the side.
Dude, all blacked out. But he kept talking like this thing is best thing ever, man. Throw it on your flatbed that you're hauling your buggy on, and dude, he kept, you know,
he described how many times he used it too.
Yeah.
Like where is like good to use this thing, like where you should haul it around
with the name of Coochie Cabin.
So I'll leave that to your imagination. But dude, he also listed out like trades, like very specific trades. You know, like
knows what he wants.
Yeah, dude.
More particular in his trades than his women.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
What was he trying to trade for? Maybe we have something.
Like a side by side, or you know, like Florida things, right? Like
4-wheeler, side by side. That's how folks get around down there.
Yeah, it's another thing. Yeah, we just be going down the highway and you know, see these like young kids on 4-wheelers, like
running house to house. Like it is big. You
Sounds
know, like
awesome.
How you're describing out being there. It's like big pine trees, flat, sandy, grassy.
Yeah.
I wonder if
like country.
I bet they got those fan boats. I don't know what they're called.
There's definitely a word for them.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Probably a boa hunters.
Dude,
Tune.
We ought to find a good deal on one of those and take it down the Piney or something.
Fan boat, dude, people would be blown away.
We'd probably get arrested too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But that, I mean, just the Marketplace listings down there were different. We clicked on one, like a early models Firebird Camaro. And I kid you not, the first video of this guy trying to sell his car is him doing a burnout, just roasting these tires off of this thing, you know, just trying to, you know, he's trying to get best price for this thing. So he wants you to know that
they don't care about the condition. It's like what it can do.
Yeah.
You know,
like,
I'm going to show you.
Tires bald. Not from them though.
Yeah, dude.
And if you scrolled like the pictures is like the first picture of him doing a burnout. He doesn't even have those wheels on the car anymore. So you wonder like, what are you really getting? But,
and it's like $2,000, you know?
Marketplace stuff. I mean, if y'all haven't checked it out, if y'all are ever road tripping, man, I mean, there's some good stuff to be found out there.
Dude, I also learned, Mo educated me on what donk is.
Yeah.
DONK.
I got a soft spot for those.
I didn't know what a donk was. I thought I knew what a donk was, but apparently it's not.
Well, I was like, are you abbreviating donkey? Like, what are we doing here? So
I thought he was talking about butts or something, right?
Yeah, I was like, what do you want me to search in Marketplace right now? Coochie cabin, donk, like, what do we got?
See how far we can get down this rabbit hole.
Tell him what a donk is, Mo.
You see, you guys have seen him. Y'all have probably seen him, but they're like an older Chevy. I don't know if they've got to be brand specific. But it's like an older Chevy on like at least 24-inch wheels.
Minimum. We're talking 30s probably.
Yeah.
Like on a bubble top Caprice or something.
Yeah. Should look lifted. Should be as tall as the 4Runner.
Yeah.
But like tires that are like half an inch, you know, thick. Like huge rims. Gold, you know, spinners maybe.
Yeah.
Floaters, whatever.
I've got
Yeah.
a terrible soft spot for these things, man.
Really?
Oh my
Mo's like, I would
gosh.
drive it. You
Oh
know,
my
he's
gosh.
like, my wife would
I
kill
would
me.
drive one in a heartbeat. My wife has like told me that, like saying like
Yeah.
she hates them and can't stand them. And I just
Yeah.
I don't
Dude.
know what, man. They're like real life Hot Wheels cars.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And usually a crazy paint job.
Yeah.
Like you know, purple, like candy purple, or
Yeah.
like pink or green, you know, crazy flashy wheels.
It's definitely like that like early 2000s Texas Paul Wall car style.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude.
Mike Jones. Or,
Yeah. Dude,
Right.
right? I mean, those are good. Exactly. Those are the rigs I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Those are good things. Full size trunks. You probably overland out of one of them.
Yeah, oh, yeah, you could. You could. Especially a lot of them, too. Like, being from Little Rock, definitely seen my fair share of,
Oh, no doubt.
those cars. And a lot of them, people don't realize this. A lot of them are lifted with like 4x4 wood blocks.
I did
Like,
not know that.
Dang.
Yeah.
I'm sure it gets pretty
Tasteful.
sketch. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, you
yeah,
spend all your
dude.
money on those wheels.
Yeah, and dude, I can't even imagine riding down the road on one of those. Like,
Same with like the Carolina squad. I still can't. I don't understand, man. And it's funny. We passed an O'Reilly's, and like there's no cars in the parking lot. So it's like that's the owner, or not the owner, but you know, a guy that works there. It's like, dude, he's squatted. You know, he's had an O'Reilly's.
Yeah.
Dude, big time. Big squad. But that's the same. That's like the thing down there is like Carolina squat, 18-inch rims minimum. Better have Nitto mud grapplers on there.
Yeah, exactly. Like down to
50% or less.
Right, down to the overland builds. They're just different. Just like West Coast is different. You know? They're like you know, Kings, Baja kind of inspired.
Right.
This is different. Yeah, like most saying, half-worn tires. You know, just chrome everywhere.
Yeah,
you know.
Like even like the overland builds have chrome everywhere.
That's what I'm saying.
Really?
Yeah, like chrome wheels and stuff. You know,
that'd be cool.
And like 18s. You know,
really
kind of like the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just different, man.
That's wild. I don't know. I'm trying to picture that, I guess. Like 18 chrome
well, we've
to 18s,
described a bunch, man. Picture a donk on 18s with the Carolina squat, chrome, all of it.
With jerry cans mounted to it.
Yeah. Dude, and like
sweet.
Not to make fun of like there's not, you know, crazy weird builds out there. It's just like it's just different.
I'm sure it's a cool look, really.
Yeah.
I'm like just trying to picture in my head. Like it sounds awesome, really though.
Yeah. And we went across, you know, the parking lot and rode our bikes during the show, and like there's a variety of builds out there.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't just like your normal Toyotas or Jeeps. It was like everything.
That's
like,
cool.
Yeah.
Hummers and
Solid axle swapped runner was there.
Oh yeah, some bad, you know, fully built Toyotas were there too. But just the variety was cool.
I'd fall in love with that, man, because it's like that's something I love doing is walking around shows and just seeing like all the weird, not even weird, like stuff that probably should be built, you just never see it done. You know, just real like quirky stuff.
That's the thing is like it caters to their needs, like what they're around and stuff like that. Whereas like it just doesn't work for us here.
Yeah,
you know, so it's very unique, very different to see how folks are doing it, you know, around the U.S.
Yeah. Because that really is a real thing, though. It's like Grant was touching on. I mean, we build our stuff like even just the way it looks, like the overall style, like looks way different than it does out west, or sounds like it does out east. You know, it's funny. Like when you really start looking at builds and kind of like geographically, they all look different, kind of depending on where you live. So that's cool.
Well, it was good. I mean, it was such a good, you know, good turnout, such a good event, good way to see like a bunch of things, you know, and then we had some folks just go above and beyond, take care of us, you know, Lonnie and Dalton, Josh, Bratcher, you know, Ryan.
The rustic guys,
Josh, Blake with Rhino Rack. I mean, dude, they took good care of us. We did so well on our display and getting that thing dialed in that we didn't throw one cooler in the rig, you know, so we had, I mean, like always, man, we had just a bunch of snacks and some water.
Dude, some Doritos, you know, $100,000 truck Doritos. Like, we'll be all
Doritos,
right.
donut sticks, Chips Ahoy that would just disappear, and some bottled water.
Mo did that.
I don't know, man.
Nah, man. I'd look at that tray and, you know, an entire carton's going.
Yeah.
That's the bad thing about cookies. They're easy to grab two at a time.
Oh, yeah.
2 times.
Absolutely.
No, we were so bad, man. Like, I didn't have a place to sleep. Like,
Yeah, I
because
mean,
we were gonna put a tent on the trailer, but we swapped it for a display, which was great. But yeah, I ended up sleeping in Josh Pratcher's tent on his trailer,
Yeah.
so that was cool. But yeah, everybody took care of us, man. It's like kind of feel bad, we were trying to eat at the food trucks a lot and be like, man, like I appreciate you guys, but I don't want to mooch.
Right.
We're terrible this show. I am sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll learn next time.
It's hard to remember it all, man. Especially that display. I mean, dude, we really thought pretty hard on that one for like the week before. I mean,
Well, it's just
Classic
different.
last
Like
minute too.
traveling in that
Dude.
truck versus traveling in like in one of our trucks where you've got a cooktop and stuff like that. But
yeah.
yeah, it was good. Like I said, the display was well worth it. We didn't starve. I mean, I met my quota on milkshakes, no doubt.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I've learned if you're on the road with Mo, I mean, you don't get in some kind of dairy intake, it's gonna be a rough day.
Oh yeah, dude. Like camping this past weekend, I specifically I came across some cookies and milk yogurt, and I got one at Walmart because I was like, "Yep, Mo's probably gonna want this."
Oh,
By
my
the
gosh.
way, it was
Well, yeah,
pretty mid. It was I don't know. It like you could
that's what
taste.
happens.
I know, like you could taste the cookies and milk, but it definitely still tastes like yogurt. So you didn't miss
Yeah.
a whole lot. But anyways,
I mean,
I was gonna say, talking about the display, we had this old dude. So
oh my gosh.
So okay, we're we got to the show. We have to get there by 7.
Yeah.
And we got there probably about 6. So it's kind of
Well, the time change hosed us.
Yeah, we were totally rookies and forgot about that. So it kind
Yeah.
of set us back. But yeah, we're sitting there setting up the display. It's kind of getting darker, and this display is way more involved than what we're used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're like, screwing together everything with hand tools and everything. And this dude comes up, he's ripping on this huge cigar. We start
Yeah.
to smell this thing, and it's dark at this point, and
Almost dark, not completely
Almost,
dark.
that's
Like
true.
we can still see him plain as day. Like I can still see him leaned over us with that cigar and that dog on at the end of that leaf. Like I can see him. You know.
Mo and I are just sitting kind of hunkered down, like, getting this thing right because it's a 2-man operation.
yeah.
And what did he say exactly?
Oh man, he goes. He comes up, and he's one of these guys that knows everything. But he goes, "You guys set up in the dark, huh?" And he left off like the calling us idiots part, but
It felt like it was so demeaning.
Yeah.
We were dying laughing. And the whole time he was talking, he wasn't looking at us. He was like looking at the ground.
Looking at the ground, looking at what we do, looking at this display. And so he says that to us. And so the first thing I say to him is, I bet you're one of them smart guys that got it all set up while the sun was high in the sky.
Yeah.
And his next words, no, actually, I'm not set up. I was like, are you kidding me? You're over here giving us shit for not being set up, but here you are, not set up, And,
Yeah.
And back to the unprepared thing, of course, we didn't have any lights, so we're like using like a phone light, like an absolute idiot.
Grant's Garmin light.
Yeah, on my watch. But I was like so off put by like his like whole vibe, how he came in and just started like throwing down. I didn't talk at all.
Grant did not
I
say
said,
one word.
Mo, you're gonna take this conversation.
Dude,
I'm
I
not talking
ran
to this
with
dude.
it. I ran with it. He let us know he could make anything. I mean, anything.
Yeah, we're like, what do you do? I make parts and whatnot out of metal. And he's like, what do you do? Because we'd like to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can do anything.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, that's cool,
Nice.
man. You're awesome.
Right? I said, check that box, man. If I'm needing anything.
I remember,
know.
I remember you told me, because I think y'all told me like the day after or something. You're like, yeah, we asked him like, so what do you make? And he's like, doesn't matter, anything.
Yeah.
Dude, he did.
Okay.
He was one of those
Yeah.
guys. He was easy to spot, man. He had a cigar about as big as a Subway sandwich and, almost as big as one, round wise.
Yeah.
But it was good. I mean, funny story is, though, me and Grant get this display up. And really, if we'd have done it right the first time, we'd have never talked with this guy. But we set up the display the first time, and, man, we are stoked. We got this thing looking good, man. We're looking good. And we walk away from it. And we're coming back to it, and we realized that we had set it up inside out, so it was not reading like it was supposed to. So that's what got us caught up with the guy, was we had to strip.
We had it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were good, but our logo was inverse, and that was not a good way to display the company.
Yeah.
No, but it was good. I mean, display was amazing. engineer guys, that group, they knocked it out for us. Excited to see, you know, a lot of our products that we make, a lot of our accessories are on that display for that drifter, and some that work with our bed racks. So, yeah, if you ever have any questions, wondering if stuff fits on your roof rack, you'll be able to come by and see now.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was overall, you know, like I said, great show. I mean, it just seems like it's continuing to grow, and then a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun stuff happened um, on the way back. For whatever reason, I do a pretty good job booking hotels of where
Not true.
they.
Mo
This is
seems to find the sketchiest hotel.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
the second
possible.
hotel that we've walked into that I've gotten where we walk up to our room and the doors aren't closed and somebody's or already slept
It's
in
just
it.
like used. It's like they didn't go in and clean anything.
Yeah.
You know, like the bed is like someone just got out of it.
Right.
There's stuff on the floor, towels everywhere. It's like,
Yeah.
where are we at, man?
Right.
Where's our nice room?
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, it worked. We went down, got another room. This room I think had been cleaned, but there was also a lifesaver sitting on the floor.
Yeah,
So-
like a gummy lifesaver. The door was cracked too.
Yeah. They're just letting it air out. It's
Yeah.
cool, you know?
Yeah. I don't know, man. Very weird.
That is weird.
I mean, I've struck out, but I mean, this one was way better in Wichita. I mean, my feet fit on the bed.
Dude, that was a thing. Did
Yeah.
we say that on a podcast? I don't know if we did.
I don't know
But
if y'all did tell
We
that
had
one.
these beds, man. It was like for like little people or something. Like, I'm not kidding, man. Like our head would touch the wall, and then like our like knee down would basically be
Dude,
off the
my
the
shin's
Really?
down. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, this bed was like the smallest thing ever. Like,
yeah.
made 0 sense. I mean, to me, I mean, it was. I'll just always pass through Wichita now. Like,
Right,
if I'm thinking
right.
about stopping in Wichita, just go.
Yeah.
Just keep going, man.
Yeah.
You can make it a little further because, I mean, this place was not awesome. I mean, the place we stayed at was not. I mean, it just wasn't good,
Yeah.
man. Wasn't a good location, but
Well, the one thing I think this is kind of what causes us to not find the best spots with Mo is because, and I'm the same way. I love a motel. Like I love, I
Dude,
love
a little
when,
down
Saving
and
money.
out. Yeah.
yeah,
saving money.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even the money thing. I do like being able to just walk straight out of my,
Yeah.
you know, room straight to my vehicle and not have to deal with like any of that stuff. But it's like if you go out west, like towards Sedona, stuff like that, like, yeah, you're going to run into nice motels.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You pretty much go to anywhere else in the country.
Not a thing.
Motels
No.
are usually pretty synonymous with like drugs or homeless or sketchy. So it's like
Yeah.
we tend to run into that a lot.
Yeah, that's real.
You're right. That's 100% accurate. Because yeah,
But-
the one we stayed at in Sedona was amazing. It was super nice.
It was nice.
A little down and out.
And it was
walk
cheap,
right out to
too.
the car.
It was like really cheap, really clean.
Yeah.
I remember we walked into like the little lobby area. The guy was just super nice. Like
Yeah.
completely different experience of every other motel though. But yeah.
Yeah, but it's true, man. You want to save money. It's like kind of
Yeah.
like a unspoken thing, but Mo and I want to have like a small expense report. It's kind
Oh,
of like
yeah.
a game, you know. It's like
Yeah.
where can we eat really cheap?
Yeah.
You know, and I guess that is kind of why we only bought Doritos for the show.
Right.
Well,
Right.
well, I mean, at the store, like, man, we're just dead set. We're like, we'll just eat the food trucks. You know, there'll be
Yeah.
food trucks there. Well, we don't know what food trucks are going to be there. And there was some good ones, but
Yeah.
dude, our lunch options were pretty minimal, man. We had this what tachos,
Tachos. Those were banging.
tater tot nachos.
What?
If you're wondering,
Yeah. That's the
Tachos.
South thing. It's got to be.
tater tot nachos.
That
They were
sounds
good.
awesome.
Yeah, they did have an ice cream truck, so Mo had some milkshakes.
That's where I was getting my dairy.
Yep.
That place.
Yep.
And here's the bummer is I took that thing for granted night one, thinking, they're locked in. They're going to be here all day. No, they pulled out around 4 or 5. So I knew that if I was, trying to get some dairy before the evening, you better do it early because they would leave
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heartbreak City.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm probably about to say something really stupid. I gotta say it now though.
Do it.
Yeah.
It's funny, like when I think of Florida, I don't even think of cows. Like I'm assuming there's cow farms in Florida.
Oranges and boas.
That's what I'm thinking.
Oranges
Like,
and
is it
boas,
just
no
oranges?
cows.
I'm like sitting there thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know if I've ever seen a cow farm in Florida.
I don't know if I could say
I bet we
I
were
saw a
close
cow.
to one. I bet. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's like worth a Google. I mean,
I mean, cows
Maybe
and
the
palm
snakes
trees
are
and
taking them
sand
out.
doesn't seem like a thing.
Right. So it's like maybe I'm not crazy for thinking that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's
I
got to
gotta.
be cows in Florida.
Maybe it's croc milk.
Dude. Probably iguana milk or whatever.
Yeah.
They'd probably have to kill a
Boa
lot of
milk.
iguanas though.
snake milk, snake skin.
Snake oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to give that a Google after this. We'll let you know on the next episode.
Right.
Dude, I completely forgot about this. Very random, but at this at the particular venue, so it's like at a airstrip basically. And like we're on a rally track as
Yeah.
well. So like and there's trails and an obstacle course. So like there's a ton to do. But during the show, man, we're just seeing these planes like do barrel rolls and flips and
Like,
stuff.
Really?
Yeah, and we saw a few times this full military AC-130 like dropping people, like parachuting,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like doing drills and
Wow.
stuff. Yeah, and that was just nuts to see.
Dude, well, it would take everybody's eyes. You know, the first time everybody was used to planes flying over and stuff, and some of these stunt guys, dude, these motors, I don't know what plane engines run off of, but dude, these things would sound like they were screaming.
Yeah.
You know, and he would just be pulling G's, pulling up, doing barrel rolls. But
Yeah,
once those AC-130s started dumping folks out of them and stuff, every time one would pass over, man, it didn't matter what you were talking to, who you were talking to.
Yeah.
Everybody's eyes were going to go to the sky because folks were jumping.
Were they doing it because of the show, or were they just
no,
there?
it's just a place to do drills and stuff. Like
That's
they were
awesome.
they were dropping like supply drops and things like that.
That's super cool.
Yeah, real life Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean,
Very
it's this facility kind of checks the boxes for everything
Yeah.
because it's like road rally course, I think dirt rally course, the airplanes, an RC airplane airstrip, I guess.
Yeah,
You know, then a rock crawl place, and then they also have trails through the woods, which we got to go on for the first time this year with Miguel from the Dobinsons guys.
yeah. I was gonna say we have to talk about that. So,
Yeah.
so first of all, Dobinson's is huge over there, just like King is huge on West Coast.
Yeah.
You know, but anyway, Miguel from Dobinson has this absolutely banging third gen Tacoma. It's 3-linked, long travel up front.
Yeah.
Built it himself.
Yeah, garage
In the
built.
garage.
Super sick. So his truck's in the Dobson booth, all flexed up, and we had chatted kind of before the show, and because I'm working on long travel for my truck, and anyway, you know, he comes over, he's like, "Dude, do you want to like go for a ride?" You know, I was like, "Absolutely."
Yeah.
You know, he said Mo and I, he's going to take us. So we get in his truck, and we're going to go around this course, and then his buddies get in the back, and then he realizes, you know, he's like, "Dude, this is like too heavy, like
Yeah.
too many people."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, dude, we'll get out. Like, please, like, I don't want." you
Yeah,
know,
we
to-
start telling him, right, like
rain on your
it's his
parade.
buddies.
Yeah, like you can give us a ride some other time or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he kicks his buddies out. He's like, "No, you guys are staying." You know, so he takes us around this
Yeah.
course, and first of all, like, you know, real first time, I guess, quote unquote, wheeling in Florida.
Yeah.
It's sand, there's palm trees, everything's so different.
So different.
No mud. It's like, well, where we were, there's no mud, but
Right.
so dude, he just kind of we're going around in this obstacle course thing, and he lets all these people kind of go in front to where he has a big gap. Dude, and then he's on 2-wheel drive, 40 PSI, like street tire pressure.
Yeah.
Dude,
Fast as he could go.
yeah, ready to rip, man. We're going like 65
Yeah.
on this thing.
Oh my
in
gosh.
this Tacoma, and I've never experienced like anything at speed,
Yeah.
like wheeling like that.
Right.
It's not even wheeling; it's just bahaing, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But dude, we are floating. I'm talking floating. It's like you can hold this open coffee cup, you know, open lid coffee cup, and not spill anything, and we were just ripping.
That is insane.
And I couldn't get over it.
No.
It's a whole new concept, you know. So that was awesome of him, you know.
Yeah.
Some of the Dobson boys to do that, but
Dude, they crushed. They put on
Yeah.
for us, all those guys over there, David, Miguel, everybody.
Yeah.
You know, it was solid. But I mean, that was probably one of the funnest things, you know, was getting to go do that. You know, because it's just different. We had done the rock crawly course or whatever, the course, obstacle course last year, but had never made it out onto the backside of the trail. So it was cool to kind of see. And talking with him, we were kind of asking, you know, is this kind of what Florida trails are like? And he said, yeah, you know, but he said that, you know, if it rains, you know, like the water comes up quick, you know, and then you have like really, really deep kind of crossings down there.
Yeah.
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 But I mean, solid. I mean, it was fun. A lot of cool things going on down there. The people we talked with the guy who made the Florida Adventure Trail,
Oh
and
yeah, very cool,
I,
man.
I know I'm going to get the distance wrong, but I think it was almost like 2,000 miles of driving
Yeah.
around Florida, and
FAT, Florida Adventure Trail. Look it up. It's
yeah.
awesome.
He put in a bunch of cool stuff, a bunch of cool stops, like some of these smaller towns that people don't go through and stuff. So, getting to hear about that, same because it's like we never been out there, we've never really willed out there, we don't know what that even looks like, and
Yeah.
so he really, really dove into it with us and everything like that. Gave us a ton of swag. Obviously, super, super cool dude.
Yep.
Yeah. That was really awesome. Yeah, we'll have to go check that out, at some point. But
Yeah. I know we're getting close and we need to wrap it up, but I got one more funny thing.
yeah,
Tell
So
us.
we're on the way back, So on our Tundra, we have these on our bed rack. We have these boxes,
Yeah.
and they're definitely still in the prototype stage.
Yeah.
They're like 90% complete, but we always like to have stuff for a while on our truck and test
Run it.
You have to, you just have to have that peace of mind to release it to people. So anyway, we've been fighting this latch on this box, like basically getting down there at the show and on our way back. Right, it's just giving us fits. We tried adjusting it and everything, and it's just like a chore to get this thing closed.
Yeah.
So basically, we pack up everything, and in this box is all of Mo and I's mountain bike gear. So our helmets, our shoes, like valuable
Gloves.
things. Yeah, gloves. So we're setting up, and Mo's like, Grant, come over here. Mo can't get it sometimes.
Well, dude, everybody
Yeah.
you would fight this latch for a while, and you're just doing the same thing. You can't see, but I'm pushing my hands and I'm just trying to click this thing over and over and over and over. And finally, get Grant over there to give me a hand.
Yeah, so we get one of them latched, one of the two.
Yeah.
Definitely two is better, for insurance, right?
Right.
But we get this one closed. Well, we think it's closed, so
Closed
we're
for
driving.
now.
Yeah, we're driving and we're trying to crush some miles. Sunday we got to peel out about 2:30 or so.
Yeah.
And we hadn't eaten dinner, so we're trying to, get really far. And so we found this Mexican joint.
Well, I was thinking that, I mean, how about that little burger stand? How about
that was lunch. You're right. That was late
Yeah.
lunch. Dude, this super old, like, Derriette, is that a thing?
Yeah, Derriette.
Yeah. Basically looked like the first Sonic ever.
Oh,
like
yeah.
You pull up, and so we pull up, everybody's looking at this Tundra. Like, we're in the South, right? Like,
Yeah.
this is a big, expensive truck.
Yeah,
everybody's
right.
checking
Small
us out.
town.
Yeah, so we get out and go to the front and order, and this chick takes our order, doesn't tell us the price or anything. We just sit down. We're like, I don't know when we pay or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's just very old school. Food was
super
dynamite.
cool. Yeah.
Cool
Shake
environment.
was amazing.
Yeah, Mo got his dairy. That was good. So we were right. So anyway, stopped there. So yeah, after that we crushed some more miles.
Yeah. Now we're going to
Yeah.
Birmingham.
And dude, it's like 9:30. And this place closes at 10, and it's like a sit-down Mexican place. So I'm kind of like, wow, this place is open late. So anyway, I park the truck. I get out, and I'm like, the lid to this box is open.
Yeah.
Like the important box. Like, this is all of our mountain bike stuff.
Right.
So I walk over there, and everything's in there except my shoe and my glove. And I had just got these shoes. Like,
just got them broke in.
Yeah, and if you don't know anything about mountain biking, like, you got to kind of dial in your shoes, especially if you're clipless.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was so bummed. I was like, it's gone. There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
Dude, Heartbreak City, man. I was
bummed.
so bummed. I hated it.
Yeah.
Like, you're just like, oh no.
Yeah.
But in the same, it's like, I can't believe our helmets stayed in there. I can't believe both shoes didn't fall out. Can't believe my shoes stayed in.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know when it came up.
Nobody
like,
knows.
We were on the, hours, probably 6 or 8 hours to get there or whatever. So
Yeah.
that was a bummer, but we even knew going down that we needed to fix these latches, so we were like, we'll figure them out. It's like, well, we paid for it.
Yeah.
Well, it was one of those things like Grant's, it's like, man, we want to run these for a while before we just release them and sell them. And that way we're the ones who deal with these issues, and not the customer. And so, I don't remember where it was, but it was probably a day after we had stopped, and we went to throw something in there, and that's really when one of the latches kind of started giving us fits. And then by the time we get all the way down there, now both latches are giving us fits, and then so it just progressively got worse, the further we were in this trip. But yeah, I mean, get one latched, and man, we just knew that would hold because most times when we got them latched, they did hold. But
Just
I mean,
the right bump, the right amount of pressure. I mean, whatever. But
yeah,
that was annoying.
Send it out the door, man. What a bummer.
Yeah. And we got back, and dude, I swear, like the first 10 minutes we got back, we told our engineers, and they jumped on this latch, man. Like three of them.
Yeah.
Get out there, and they're disassembling it. Evan cuts it in half, like dissects this thing, and they're just like into it, trying to figure it out. But long story short, we got it figured out. The box is definitely gonna be
dialed.
Awesome. Yeah, we're good. So no worries on that.
Yeah.
But
she hadn't shown up. You see a 10.5 ride concept somewhere between us and Alabama.
Yeah, send it my way.
Yeah.
Grants.
And to make it even better, I tried to buy some new ones, and they're out of stock completely. Every size. Like, it's like, dadgummit, man. Anyway, I'll stop crying about it.
No, dude.
Dude, it was a bummer.
Good trip, though. Good trip.
Dude, solid trip. Great to see everybody, from Grant and I's, we've been going to these shows for a few years, and it's super cool for us to be able to go out and walk some of these shows. I know we didn't see everybody at SAVE, but there in the evenings we'd ride our bikes around the kind of the campers parking area, and if we saw backwoods swag, if we saw backwoods products, man, we'd swag them up with patches, stickers, stuff like that. We had shirts too, but we really like to know what size shirts somebody's wearing before we just give them out. But it's cool to see us kind of growing in that aspect. It's like 2 years ago, really the only backwoods stuff down there in Florida was the stuff in our booth. So everybody down there we've met, super cool. I mean, look forward to getting back. Those folks always treat us right, and the food down there is amazing.
Absolutely.
Yep, can confirm.
Yeah. And guys, definitely appreciate y'all listening in. Guys, everybody know, just anytime you latch one of those latches, that was due to sacrifice of Grant's shoes. So
you're welcome.
So that's always a positive. And yeah, I mean, really, we're super excited about all these upcoming shows. Sounds like y'all had a blast. Yeah, at the one in Florida. So
dude, we're excited. Like I said, we love meeting y'all. We love meeting y'all, love showing off our products. So if one of these is semi-close, remotely close, please come through and say hey.
Yeah. And another thing, we're working real hard right now to build these new shop builds. So you guys have probably already seen the Tundra. That's what we've been using for about a year or so. But yeah, we got the new 4th gen Tacoma that we're going to completely deck out with all of our stuff, super awesome plans for it. And then same for Land Cruiser 250. So a lot of new stuff coming. Stoked to show you.
Yeah.
And then we should have most stuff in stock before too long as well. So if you've got a 3rd gen Tacoma, 5th gen 4Runner, one of the later Tundras, we should have some stuff ready before too long.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, check us out, backwoodsadventuremods.com. You can kind of, keep up to date with all the new stuff. Through our newsletter, you can sign up with that. Check us out on Instagram. It's Backwoods Adventure Mods. YouTube is the same, Backwoods Adventure Mods. And if y'all ever need anything, give us a shout. And guys, we definitely appreciate it. Thanks for listening in. Peace.
See ya.
See y'all.